Divas! Happy April! I love April. It's one of my favorite months of the year. I hope it's one of yours. I just wanted to show you some things I got done in March, my finishes for March. There's one in particular that I can't wait to show you. Remember these guys? The little kits, embroidery kits that I showed you that I was going to do? Well, I did them, and I want to show you how they turned out. This one is by a Busilla kit, and I had some thread left over. Of course you would, right? I had some thread left over, which is now a tangled mess. They did not provide, they provided a needle, but it was super thin, and they didn't provide any thimble or needle thread or anything. But I wanted to show you. Now it's been a while since I sewed, but this is what the pocket looks like now. You sew it into a pocket. You have a back and a front. And I'm going to use it to store my sunglasses in my purse to keep them nice. At least for now, that's what I'm going to do. And then I wanted to show you how the other one turned out. Okay. I had left over from this. It's an American Girl kit, so they give you everything you need. I had a thimble, a needle threader, a nice needle with a big yarn eye, and a sharp point, and a little thimble, which was nice. They didn't provide the card blank, but they did create 4 of them. Here are the 2 regular Ellies. They gave you a little dot, a half dot for the eye. They gave you the jewels for the little birdie, and they gave you an extra stripe sticky felt for this as well. It's a little tricky peeling the little birdies out of their little piece of sticky paper, but I have 2 of those, and I'll show you something else to do with them in a minute. They gave 2 of these, and I think they were supposed to have black ones for the eyes too, but for some reason they had little, green gems. So I used them here. I don't know if, I think maybe you can see them sparkle a little bit. What they did have was, they had 2 of the wider pieces of paper. One says, "You're the best," just stop by to say you are the best. And you fold them in half like this, and you can fold them in half again. They have fold lines. And you can stick them in the little pockets of the elephant. This one is blank. They also gave you 3 that are 3 strips. This one says, "Thanks for being there when I needed you." This one says, "I'm sorry. Let's talk about it." And this one is blank, so you can use them for whatever you want. They also gave a little envelope that you could create. This is "from" on the front, "to" on the one side. There's American Girl on the bottom. But basically this is really easy to use. You take the strip off of here and you glue it together, and then you pop the ends in as a little pocket. You can put an elephant in here and then send it as a little, like a note to someone. Okay? You get 2 extra pink strips. This is the sticky paper that the birds came out of and the strips came off of. So I have 2 extra of those strips. They gave you a way to make it a pin too. You can put a sticky pad on the back and stick a pin back to it. They gave you those things in the kit. So, but I don't plan on using them for this. What I want to do though is I have some card blanks that I got at Michael's in those big packs, with the envelopes in it that you sometimes get, the 2 for $10 or something like that. I'm going to glue them on with pH neutral PVA glue, and I'm going to let them dry overnight, and then I'm going to mess with the insides, okay? Alright, so that's what I'm going to do. First I'll show you these. These, what I had done, I got a lot of cards made, some of the things I got done. And what I did was, I have these wonderful magazines called Daphne's Diary. It's from Europe, and they have fantastic illustrations, and it's so beautiful. So I'm going to bring you in a little bit so I can show you what I'm doing here. So beautiful. I cut out some of the illustrations and I made them into cards. I have these card blanks they come with an envelope from, I don't know, I guess I got them from Michael's or Joann's when they come in those big packs. Sometimes you can get 2 packs for $10, something like that, and there's loads of them in there. Well, the blanks that I use are from those. So they're already sized up, and these are from different issues. And sometimes I cut them out of random magazines as well. But these would be great for any spring or Easter cards you might want to send. These are just cutting out, fussy cutting. You have to cut around, you know, teeny tiny little things, ins and outs. But I have a little tiny sharp scissors that I like to use for that. Pennsylvania Dutch has called it Scherenschnitt. Not this exact thing, but same technique. Okay, these are all on pre-made, pre-pasted cards. These can go this way or this way. Can go either way, I think. Even the silhouettes are from Daphne's Diary. Now I started using some of the stickers that I got out of some of her kits as well. Little illustrations. Aren't they pretty? They're just so much fun. Isn't that fun? Now some of them are kind of but you know, they will serve a purpose. They're great for get well cards, thinking of you cards, holiday cards. Now this is something from, where did I get that? Maybe an art journaling magazine. I cut the bird out separately than the roses. That's even an extra rose stuck on. I put stuff behind it. So it's kind of a collage card, you know? You might recognize some of the backgrounds on these cards that came from those packs at Joann's or Michael's. Probably Michael's for these. Isn't that cute? These are beautiful. These are so beautiful. At least I think so. Different magazines. What I do is just cut out a whole bunch of tiny little things. And then I spread them out by color, or by like flowers over here by color. And then I put leaves on one side and then animals on another. And I just sort of like put them all together on a card to just how they look good. And then I glue them down. That's all there is to it. I'll go through them a little faster. These could even be cute for Valentine's cards. But I'm going to use them for Easter cards. These next couple, these next 3, and I mailed one off, are from one of the sewing kits that I just showed you a minute ago that I got finished. This is what I did with them, these little Ellies. Glued them on top of cards. This one's cute because it's got little things sticking out of the pocket. They're little, like, you can write on them, or you can put a fortune in them, or they already say, I'm sorry, let's talk it out. You can put whatever one you want in there. I think there's one that I put in nope, alright, that was the one I sent. Okay, now these are from a different kit. I had kits that included some, what do you call them? Kits where you play with gelatos, I got the kits at Michael's that and they give you the pieces that you use. So they gave the backgrounds, they gave these little pieces. I cut the little leaves out from something and I drew a tree branch on there with gelatos because I wanted to use their bird cutout. And there's a little gem for the eye. And this is done with all with gelatos. And they had other things that you could cut out, so I put that on the inside. And I made a little thank you card that maybe if you have a thank you, like a hostess gift to give, you could make little thank you cards to go with it. This is a thinking of you. You know that technique that you use to age the edges of things, where you take a foam with ink and you ink up the sides? Well, I used a gelato on the sides of this. This is a thinking of you card, and it's just got a little of the same thing on the inside. Now these are the bigger cards that came with the kit, and they don't tell you how to put them together. They give you ideas. Obviously that's a birthday one. It's fabulous on the inside. A congrats card, maybe for a new house. They gave me this key, and I did an antiquing, something antiquing on it to make it look like an antique key with the gelatos. And hello there. And I did a different technique, a stencil type technique on top of there with the gems on there. And there's a little hi on the inside. Did I put anything in the congrats? Oh yes, home sweet home. Alright, those are the cards I got done. Plus a few more. Let me move them to the side. In case you're asking what is a gelato, this is a gelato. They're by Faber-Castell. They are like mushy crayons in a twist up. And you can do lots of things with them. They are water soluble. You can do lots of things with them. And Faber-Castell has these other twist up crayons, and they came in the kit too. And you twist them out of the end and you twist them back in. Hey, they're crayons that don't break. What, you know, how bad could that be? So this is one of the kits I was using. Now you know what gelatos are. Okay, now I'll show you this diamond kit, and then I'll show you another craft that I did. Then I've got 2 more diamond paintings to show you. So here you go. This was one I got from, I think it was GBFKE. I don't think I've showed it to you before. It came with all this. It comes with 2 bases. One that says Beautiful Days, and another that says Life is Beautiful. Okay. It came with 2 sticky pads, and they are to put on the back of these clips. You peel one side off and stick it to the back of a clip, and then you peel the other side off and stick it to the flower thing that you make. Now these are 2 different flower stands. Okay. With special drills, obviously. And what you do is you poke it into its stand. It says here in fine print. These stands have a way of sometimes cracking, and I don't want to do that. That one fit that one. Alright, it's just this stand that's not being happy. So that's on the stand. Then you put the clip somewhere behind it. And what you do is they give you these 2 card notes, and you clip the other end to the note. Okay, I'll have to find that. Oh, here it is. Hey, I make the mistakes so you don't have to, right? Alright. So you clip it on somewhere, and then you have a note. So I'll put one on my counter, so if I ever want to leave a note for my mom or my kid or my hubby or whatever, like, hey, I've gone out to the post office, I'll be right back, whatever, you clip the note on and off, or you put a picture of the holiday there. You can clip that on. Just ideas for you. So this, I think, came from GBFKE. I'm going to leave this one up. Alright, but I wanted to show you this finish. If you want to see the whole unboxing from GBFKE, I'll put a link in the description box below. In the description box below the click like and subscribe. See how I snuck that in there this time? You will find information on my giveaways. I like to give a giveaway away every 2 months or so. Pretty soon, I'm going to be sneaking the date into some of the videos, into the April videos, somewhere along the line, telling you when the next giveaway date will be. So you have to get those information sheets into me if you haven't done so before. It's a Google Doc that you can fill out and email back to me at wandasworkbasket.com. No, at wandasworkbasket at gmail.com. Gosh. Okay, so that. And I want to welcome all the newbies. I've got a bunch of new people coming onto the site, and I love it. Thank you so much for coming. If you want to help support in any way with postage for the giveaways, there's a link down there for Buy Me a Coffee, which is Buy Me a Teapot. Buy me a pot of tea. I'd love to sit down and have tea with each and every one of you and get to know each and every one of you individually. I would absolutely love that. Right now, you know me better than I know you, but I'd really love to get to know you more. The giveaway sheets are one way that I do that. The information on there just goes to help me fill up a gift box for you, should your name be called, with stuff that I know you're going to like and use, based on your likes and dislikes that you put on the sheet. I don't want to send you something you're not going to like, you're not going to use. And I thank my latest winner, my March winner, for the thank you note she gave me. A very nice thank you note. And I love giving it to people who will use it, who will like what I can share. So I want to show you another crafty thing I got done before I show you the diamond paintings. I made 2 journals, 2 junk journals. I'm going to bring you out for this a little bit. What are junk journals? Well, they are made from junk. They are journals that you use some cover that you've gotten off of something else that you're not using for anything else, and you use papers you're not using from anything else. Just mail, magazines, anything. I've got boxes and boxes and boxes of them that I'm making. So most of them, a lot of them are small. Some are in candy boxes, that kind of thing. I'll include one of those in the giveaway kits. So you'll be getting one of my journals in a giveaway box. So anyway, this one is the second one I've done. First one I'll show you in a moment. This was a traveler's journal set from Faith Illustrated. This came with that, and I used up the Traveler's Journal notebooks in it. So what I wanted to do was, it comes with a pocket. I love that. I'm going to use this as a journal, as a real journal. You make signatures by folding wads of paper together. I'll do a whole video on how to make them at another time. But this is all made of plain paper. Okay, and with the matching scrapbook paper as the covers for each of the signatures. 7 signatures, and they each have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages of plain paper that are folded in half, and then you cut several holes in them. You pop with an awl, you pop holes in them, and you thread the binder's twine, or embroidery floss, or string, or heavy thread through it. And then on the ends, I put beads that have big, big holes in them that I found in my collection. This one says Best with a heart on it. I'll bring it in a little bit so you can see the jewels on the end. Crosses, there's a peace sign. There are those like the Pandora beads are on there. There's hearts. little flowers, there's a love, there's tags. I put one tag on each one so that I can write the date. Like when I file these with my journals, with my diaries, I can put the dates, like January 1 year to June whatever, the same year. And these are other ones that you slip through. There's a button on it, there's a key, charms, all kinds of charms and stuff on them. Little flowers on the end, all kinds of things. I love charms. So that's one of the journals. The other journal, I used a book cover. Now this book, I didn't really care about what was on the inside. I bought it painted like this, and it had this bow on top of it. I think it was used for like a display book in a designer house or something like that, where the book didn't matter, but the painting did. And I loved it. I loved the cherries on it. I loved the bow on it. And I thought, oh, I got to make something out of it one day. So I cut the insides out of it. This was already in. And I used watercolor paper, hot press watercolor paper. And those are for the signatures. What I want to do is I signed up for a watercolor painting class, like 38 days of watercolor, whatever. So I'm going to use this as the base for doing that craft. Okay, and this has, I'll bring it in again so you can see the charms. This has all kinds. I have buttons. I tried to keep the green and red theme. And again, I put a little tag on it. There's little wooden beads, buttons, a little love thing here, little love things on the bottom, green sparkly beads. And these beads just came from stuff I bought on sale at Michael's or Joann's, and they're on their clearance. I like to go through the clearance ones, and they often have the necklaces and stuff, the bead strings there. And this is just regular household twine that I sewed it all in with. So that's that. Okay, I have all kinds of things. I have a huge box full of ones that need charms and beads. So I did that this month too. I put all these basics together. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but I want to show you junk journals that have different kinds of inserts in them. Alright, so this was from Appendiflex file folder. It's got the strings sewn in it. This is embroidery floss, mostly. And basically, these are pages from Daphne's diary. You can kind of see, it says this belongs to. And you use any type of material inside you want. Just plain colored typing, Xerox paper. This is from one of her diary things. This is from a paper bag. Kids writing paper with the stripes on, practice paper. Graph paper. There's some music. These are neat because you can put a picture on there and then, put that in. This is a lined music paper. More scrapbook paper with the blank back. Some stationery that I haven't used, that's in there. This is a coloring page, part of a coloring page book, and these are the other sides of what you just saw, because they're folded in half. This is the centerpiece, a strawberry milkshake. Who doesn't have fun with that? Right? And these are, the other side of what you saw. I even left the holes popped in it. So much fun. This is the other cover. And this was from a calendar. The inside of a calendar, and more cloud paper, and another Daphne's diary page, and all kinds of things, different things that already have text on it. You can use it for pictures, gluing something on. I even used pattern tissue, more stationery, and I like to make the inside one really bright and vibrant and fun. And the cover, fun. Oops, this one didn't get in there for some reason. It slid in there, but didn't get attached, but all right, well, that's an extra one. This was just the outer covering of a paper pack. And they don't have to be the same size. They don't have to be the same consistency. The lines don't have to go the right way. It's just supposed to be with whatever you've got laying around. Sorry about the traffic. There's a coloring page in the middle of this one. So while I'm writing on some of the others and journaling on some of the others, I can use my colored pencils or markers and go to town on that inner piece. Okay, more paper bag, more calendar. Okay, more of the paper pack covers. This one was neat. This one already had that as part of the paper. Has frames, so I can draw in there, or I can put pictures in there if I wanted to. So, all kinds of fun stuff like this. I think this is the centerpiece for this one. And then I tried to kind of match the theme, the colors in some way. I kind of made a matchy-matchy in a little way. Okay, so that's from a Pendaflex folder. This is from a Fiddle Faddle box. Okay, and what I did was I opened the one seam and cut the one seam out, and then I folded up this edge. They can be tuck spots where you can put notes and things in there. By folding over part of it, it keeps the edge nice and hard. So I like that. I did that in the back too. And the inside doesn't have to look like anything. I can cover it with something too if I wanted to. Here's another calendar that I used, and more scrapbook paper, more of the same type of things. Here's a mandala type coloring page that I cut out the mandala on the edges and put that in as a strange thing. Note paper, another coloring page in the middle, the other half of the mandala, more kids writing paper. These came from coloring books, covers. So all kinds of things. I mean, it's so much fun. And then when you cut some of these off, you always have scrap paper from the edges of cardstock and the fun stuff that you don't want to throw out because it's still nice paper. This is a Girl Scout cookie box, and I put skinny papers in here, more stationery and lots of things like that. Let's see, more of that kind of fun stuff, and the center is a coloring page. Okay, so I have 9 signatures in here of pieces of cardstock that I couldn't use for anything else, edges of things that I couldn't use for anything else, fun stuff, to-do pages. This was from a cruise catalog, you know, with beautiful pictures on it. You know, the thing is, when you're using these and you use them for journals or just smash books or whatever you want to use them for, you come across the fun pages and like the beautiful scenery, and you're like, oh, I want to be there. You know, that kind of thing. I have a ton of these. These are candy boxes, and there's usually 4 or 5 signatures in them each, and these are the ones I'm going to be giving away. I have a ton of these. So when I get some beads on them, I'm going to be giving them away with the gifts. And there's a little calendar page, black, where you can use your gel pens on sometimes. Okay? Just anything, any old thing. Those free paper pads you get for donating money to charities. This is World Wildlife Fund. More paper bag pieces and scrapbook paper pieces and advertising pads from a print shop near me. Wrapping paper. I used wrapping paper in here. There's also ones that, well, I got a scrap pack of a bunch of, I think I got it at Michael's, a whole big wad of pieces and squares of like textured papers. That's part of that. Let's see. I have paper in some of the newsprint that I put down underneath a project I was working on that got paint splattered on it, that I don't know if I have a piece of that in here to show you, but I would cut out pieces of that or rip off pieces of that because I like ripped edges too, and I would stamp an image on it just from any of the stamps that I have. Tissue paper, gift tissue, a calendar, a Peanuts calendar I bought that has like the Daily Extra on one side, and just real skinny pieces that you don't use for anything else. From an art journaling book that I wanted to keep. This is it. This is what I was talking about. The just a piece of newsprint that I put down to save my Surface, and I stamped a Laugh, Create, Smile stamp on it. And I belong to a little group that exchanges pieces of paper for mixed media art, and some of those things came from them too. Okay, more calendar pages that are beautiful. Another one, the sun's stuck on the bottom. It looks like just a scrape of paint on it. And this is the candy box. So I've got a gazillion of these. I've got a gazillion more to make. And I'm going to be making my own journals from now on. I just absolutely love how they turn out. Okay, so I hope you do too. I'll show you more of those as I go on. Now the next one is a diamond painting I finished. It is from Easy Whim, and it is, let me see, I'll turn it this way a little bit. It's a special. It is, I call it the Yellow Lady, but it's a masterpiece. A copy of a masterpiece, public domain, I believe. A Toulouse-Lautrec, maybe? Sometimes I get annoyed with specials when you can't get the gem exactly on the space that they have whited out for it. Like the whiteout space is larger than the gem. I had a little bit of trouble with that here, but I really love this image. So she was what I did in the midst of doing the other one. Now, the big one I want to show you is what I got done so far on my Josephine Wall mystery kit. Now, if you have a mystery kit and you don't want to be surprised, and you still want to be surprised, you don't want it spoiled, and you don't want it spoiled, spoiler alert, I'm going to show you what I've got done on my mystery kit so far, and I'm halfway finished. Okay? And one of the solutions that I figured out to use to keep it rolled up on the one end because it was getting folded and stuff. So, hang on. Okay, I'll show you this end of it so far. What I did was, it comes, some of them, some companies have these foamy rolls in the middle. You can use a pool noodle if you want to, but I didn't want to use something that big. Okay? I rolled it up on that. And I'm only unrolling the part that I'm doing over top of my light pad because it was getting pretty, I don't know. It was getting ridgy. Now these ridges will come out when I do it, so I'm not worried about that. So, again, this is the Diamond Art Club Josephine Wall mystery kit. I'm going to start showing you the ends that I've done. Okay. Now, this is the center of it. And I put clips to keep it rolled up on the I put a clip to hold it together on each end of, you know, a bullnose clip. So I have to undo those bullnose clips in order to show you, to unroll it further. Oh, that was shot across the room, but okay. Anyway, here's her face. Here's her face. And she's looking into this glowing orb that I'm just starting to work on. Isn't she beautiful? Oh my gosh. She is just so incredibly beautiful. I'm having so much fun with her. All the colors. Yes, it is confetti heavy. But I love that. Look at the result. 4AB is confetti heavy. And this is her mane, her headdress. And you can see a couple seahorses over here. Maybe you can. It's kind of dark on dark, so it's a little difficult. But up here at the top, move her face. You have a whole bunch of swimmy fish up here. And that's her headdress. All those shells are her headdress. Isn't she beautiful? I can't wait to show her to you all finished. And what I did was I masking taped it to the top of a roller, a foam roller, and rolled it up because I was having trouble with it. It wanted to bend in places, and where it bent, it would pop a bead or two, like right there. I have to replace that one, which is no big deal. I will find that when I roll it out, when I finish. So that's what I'm doing. I'm rolling it onto a foam roller and clipping it on the end so that it stays put while I'm working on it. Here. Come on, get in there. Okay. Come on. Cut this piece out while I'm doing it, huh? But this is an effortless way to work on your large paintings. You can roll it with the outside, with the right side out. Do not roll it with the right side in, or you'll pop all the drills. This preserves the space, the gaps between them, so they don't pop out. And then if I want to put it away, I just roll it all the way up. Because it has the plastic cover over it, over the sticky part yet, I just roll it all up and it's out of the way. So I can put it away when I have guests come over. So that's my mystery painting so far. That's what I got done in March. Let's see. I will be finishing, in April I will be finishing up a whole bunch of those journals. I'll give some away. In April, I'll be telling you in different parts of the video when the next giveaway is. May 13th, my mom's birthday. Did you hear that? At random places. It won't always be at the end, it won't always be at the beginning, it won't always be in the middle. Depends on what you're watching. Anyway, and I have 4 more unwrappings for Diamond Art Club, a 5th one coming up as well, and I have other unwrappings to show you as well. So, and I want to start doing a whip and chat again, and because I have lots of stuff to tell you about, my friends. And maybe, you know, put your response down below if you'd like to join me on a live sometime. I don't know when, don't know how I'm going to do it yet. Have no clue as to how that will work. But maybe I can tap one of my friends on the shoulder and say, hey, can you help me do this? Okay. Other creators are doing lives. they seem to be going well. So let me know what you think if you'd like me to do a live at some point, especially during the giveaway or something like that. Maybe that would be a good time to shoot for. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me, Divas, and I can't wait to show you more. Bye. See you next time.